Well, a big thank you to all 68 of you. Obviously, I know not everyone's name gets displayed in the subscriber count, but you know who you are. If you've subscribed to the channel, thank you very much. Well, hold on. As you can see, slight cut in there, because it's not 60 odd now, it's 77. I was on Jason Barnabas Junction's little weekly Tuesday live cast. I've been joining in on a few people's sort of live uploads as I'm sort of cruising the old webs, and I usually keep the old YouTube page open anyway. And he gives the modeller's moments and the 3 shout outs, and the last one was handed over to Mr. Flymo Chairman to take a pick from someone in the message chat, and he chose me, so that swelled my ranks up to 77. So once again, thank you all, and thank you Flymo Chairman for giving me a plug. It's pushed me up by 9 more peoples. As I said, I didn't expect to sort of do huge numbers while there isn't a lot of interest on the channel, because I'm not obviously building a model railway layout yet, because I haven't got a model railway layout. It's just a 6x4 board at the moment. But, you know, a few tips and hints and whatnot coming on the channel as I can do them. Any info I can pass on to people. Or just be a grumbling old git in his 50s. But there you go, thanks all, and I'll phase you back into the next cut of this episode. Cheers. Anyway, while I've got the camera, I've been watching Mark Hamill down the road, model railway, and a couple of times he's mentioned he wants to do a War Department type coach conversion, which thought, I've got something. It's US Army. Came in a load of stuff I bought on Fleabay, but it's a troop carrier. It's a US conversion. Quite a nice little model actually. It's got, I think it's DCC Concepts pickups on it. And it's got very small tension lock couplings. Well, there's one end anyway. But that does illuminate. It's made by Model Power. But just to give you an idea, they don't have to be black. This one was green. It's got the Red Cross on it. So, walking wounded, I guess. But I think it was advertised as a hospital car. When I looked for it, it was quite a bit of money. Oh, well, some people on eBay were asking quite a bit of money for it, but Model Power isn't a top ranking one. Oh, there's the coupling. Hey ho. Yeah, just for a little idea, inspiration, you could do, I suppose, olive drab green. I don't know whether the British ones were, but I'll put that back to bed for the American layout, I guess. If not, that'll end up getting sold. Now I can't get this back in the box. I am after some TEA tankers, but even these old second-hand ones are making bloody ridiculous money. Well, back again. Little quick one. I might sandwich this in another video, but some of you might recall I bought some of Michael's Rusty Rails little 3D printed end of train lights, and then modified it to actually become a working end of train light. I had ordered some of these battery holders that take the 25s, although they will take the 32s, which are slightly thicker, and the 16s, which are slightly thinner, because I've got a bigger one in this one. And I threw them out. I put them in the jiffy bag, and I thought, you plum, where are they gone? So having thought I chucked them out, I went and ordered another 2 lots. Then the other day I was going through my little boxes, and what do you know, there they were. So I've got another 2 lots coming. As you can see, that's just one LED. Obviously if you go above the forward voltage of the LEDs, a 3-volt battery is not going to run loads of them. But the idea of having these, obviously, you know, if you buy the little spring side white metal ones for oil lamps, you could put a steady red LED and have the obviously an old oil static light, and jerry rig this into a little brake van and have this inside or underneath. So I've sort of been fishing around, seeing which bits of rolling stock will take this, and the old Hornby Mark IIs will comfortably, now I'm trying to do this one bloody handed as I am about to drop it on my dog, it will fit perfectly there. Drill a hole which will be hidden by that piece of detail, pass it underneath the floor, small hole in depending on where you want to mount it. Obviously there's the lamp behind that side and one that side, small hole, and pass your little fine wires through, make your connections underneath the false floor, and take it off the track, turn it on. You got an end of train flashing light, considerably cheaper than the other alternatives of powering it off. There's another wheel set which is gonna, I can't remember what they are, I think they're about 25 quid, aren't they, the pair of lights that one of the electronic railway companies do. You can obviously, the bar work on a Mark III, a Mark 1 will prohibit one of these fitting in. It will fit the Hornby brake vans, it will push fit in. Anything like this I would use black tack just to hold them in place, and then it's easy to pop it off just to change the batteries. I don't know how long the batteries will give you, but obviously an end of train flashing rear light is going to last quite a while. I mean, that's with the factory resistor, which I don't know what the value is on that one, but I'll get it in shot will help because it's obviously heat shrunk down, but you could add another one and just dim it down slightly. I don't know whether that will retard the flash rate. It's slightly faster than normal, but if you look at my other video on my channel you'll see it in comparison with the real thing, and it's not a million miles out. I also purchased, I've got a load of these old 18650s that I scavenged out of a knackered laptop. I butchered the battery pack and split these all out, and I've got one of those intelligent USB chargers that gets them back to life if they're still savable, and purchased one of these single units. So this will give you 3.7 volts, which is a little bit on the high side for most LEDs unless they're 5-volt ones, but obviously you can chuck a resistor in line, but this will give you quite considerable run time. I bought the twin packs as well, so I can double them up and still maintain 3.7 volts. Some are in series, some are in parallel, so I have original old Bardic lamps which I'm going to convert with a pair of these in with LED bulbs, so I can get them back to life. But these pop in, obviously you can charge these remotely or by one of those little modules, so that will give you masses of run time if you could fit that in a freight wagon body or something like that, one of the VDAs. Something I'll be looking at later on, modifying bodies and putting magnets to hold the bodies back down so they're easy to get on and off, as opposed to sort of going to the expensive DCC Concepts sort of wheel pickup kits and things like that, which are a fair chunk of money. Another little money saving tip: every time you buy something with a mains plug on it, obviously this is UK related, you get one of those 3-pin plastic covers to go over the prongs of the contacts, which I save and chop the little legs off so that you're left with, depending on the polarity of the plug, you get obviously two smaller ones for the live and neutral and a slightly larger one for the earth pin. Now what do you think I do with those? Well, if you've got a slightly blunt knife, you might just be able to pick this up if I get it on the light, and you've got a little set square, you can score a line down the middle and one along the bottom and one along there, which creates a slight effect. It's picking it up very well. You can just about see the line there. Obviously with a little black wash or something that would pick those lines out. So what you do is you score them to create the impression of a set of doors. Then spray them with a proprietary grey primer. Most people's favourite seems to be. But look what size they are. Perfect size for line side relay boxes. You could leave them as they are, or cut a little bit of plastic card and glue that to the base. You could paint them on the inside and then they're less prone to scratching the paint off. And let the paint fill up the insides. Double coat them just to be belts and braces. Score your detailed lines on, little vent holes, vent slots, the door frame lining. Give it a little bit of black wash, which will then pick out those lines so that the door looks like a door. And you've got yourself a very cheap line side cabinet. Purpose, these ones I think they were either USB or HDMI covers. I've got some more kicking about, but obviously you can see with those you've got the lip around the top, which would make an excellent top. And again, just score a line down the centre and one across the base, and you've got yourself another control panel box, relay box, BT box, internet, whatever you want, pumping station, anything. Your imagination is the limit, really. But, well, so much for that last segment being a short one instead of 10-11 minutes. Anyway, we have a little bit more progress on the buildings. I have sealed them with a polyurethane varnish or acrylic varnish, just to stop the paint absorbing into the wood, and you lose the sort of pigmentation of the paint. So hopefully that should take the next coat of paint a bit better. So to join these together, you would normally assemble, if the light comes in, assemble the chimney slightly different if you were planning to have an adjoining building. The way these chimneys are set are for two separate buildings, because I'm not quite sure obviously what time period I'm going to have these in and what part of the layout, what the circumstances of their being will be. But as I got them done, I thought, do you know what, if I buy another one, because you can buy the another one of these, or you can buy a double semi in this pattern. Obviously not the shop side, there is another variant of the shop, full width and all sorts. Actually you wouldn't need the sides, would you? You could literally glue the base down, join the three together, glue the front across, glue the roof in, and negate the sides, as they wouldn't really serve a purpose other than mounting or holding the roof in, which you could put another piece of card in. That would give you the side panels to scratch build a little lean-to or something on another building. But as it is, I'm leaving them alone, and I may get a couple more just to build the scene, along with the other ones I've ordered, which I may mention in this video or the next video or the one before this, who knows. I've sort of just chucked any old bit of paint in here as I'm cleaning the brush out, just so it doesn't reflect in the back. It's obviously that white bit is the roof and the yucky green is the back walls, just because it absorbs the colour. You don't see the wood reflecting. So I did think about detailing the shop, but really, in all honesty, the distance away, it will probably end up being, it's probably a wasted effort. At the most we could put a for sale sign up, or a to let sign with an empty shop. So I've just got the door to plop in. As I said before, I'm going to probably seal this up and pop a little hole in, probably one of those little LEDs you just seen in the last clip, maybe in the top, but I'm going to have to paint it down because I think they're the wrong sort of white light for, let's say, pre-war, post-war, or 1980s England, depending on where they live and what setting they're placed in. But I did mess around, and as you can see with this one, we've put some curtains in, some blinds and net curtains, just to sort of take you away from the fact there's nothing inside. And all we done was cut an envelope. I literally had a business envelope and the inside was checkered, so I thought, oh, that make a pair of awful curtains. And so it did. Quick bit of the old rocket glue. I've only used the glazing glue because that's all I've got, and just splodged them. Obviously it doesn't matter what they look like from this side, there's only that bit you see. The next bit along is a piece of the tissue paper that the models come in, so it just looks like a screen net curtain or something. Then another piece of the envelope done like that, so it looks like a blind. This side was the bag from my pharmacy with my medicines in. That has a green band running down the middle of the paper bag. So all I done was folded it tightly in small sections of concertina it, flatten out the end piece, and again just a dab of glue, nothing special. Another bit of the tissue paper there, I think it was. And that's just a bit of ribbon from a card making kit, just glued across the windows, just to give an idea if people have gone out for the day. You can't snout in the windows when you're walking past, or it could be a nighttime setting, who knows. But really, if you're going to see it from 3 foot away, it just means you won't really notice a roomless empty building. So there's another little tip, just no money at all, just cut out some envelopes, packaging material, sweet wrappers, anything will do. Gives you the different colours and variations to create a building rather than a model. Well, I think that's it for this week's webisode. Catch you on the next one.